mini painting. I'm Lars. Some of you will know me, some of you won't. I think that's the first time I've ever done an introduction. But nice to see you all. Good evening, and I hope you're all doing well. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest now. I know I've missed the last 2 weeks, and it's of both models and musings and of the magical world of sparkles and hope. And I am sorry I've not been well, and the general lazy mini painting household has not been well for the last 2 weeks. I am sorry about that. I got through combat patrols. I've got to say they were a struggle, especially last week's one where it was me that was ill. That was a big struggle. But thank you for everyone who watched that and all your support while I've not been well. Good evening, Ali. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming to join me again. Because I don't know how many people will, because I've been missing for 2 weeks. But tonight we're still looking at Rogue's Den hobbies stuff. Good evening, Twisted. Good evening. Yes, so we're still looking at Rogue's Den hobbies. Those missile launcher guys that I bought. And I got a couple of extra packs of other stuff. Now, I've had a look at the scaling of the armors and the models and for the units that I want them to represent. And I found out they're a little bit bigger. So I've been sorting weapons out because, as I said, I want to find out between melee and ranged which one I want to field them as, because, as I said, we have a standard Primaris Marine, and then we have one of these chappies. Now, both of them have no arms, but one of them has no head either. And if you look at it, it's a little bit bigger. This guy is a little bit bigger than this guy. Not by much, only by a few mil, but he is bigger. So while I was looking like, well, he's going to stand out if I put missile launcher on. He's not going to be like the same as the tactical style that he should be on. But while I was comparing sizes, I compared it to a Terminator. And to be quite honest, I think I could get away with saying these are cataphracti Terminators rather than this style Terminators. Good evening, Kirsty. Hello. It's been a while. I hope you are well. And yes, Twisted, I am feeling better. Not 100%. I've got a lot of energy to get back because that was a draining week. But yes, I'm feeling a lot better. Thank you. So yeah, they're closer to Terminators in size. So I'm going to have a little bit of a play about. Problem is, these have all come with 32 mil bases, which is what he's on. So if I did want to upscale them, I would have to make my own bases. Twisted, I'd probably be picking your brains on that one. I am doing a lot better now, Kirsty. I'm doing a lot better. Last week I was... Yeah. You think I'm pale now? Apparently I was ashen. I was like this colour last week. And it was not good. It was not good. Now, as you've probably figured out, because these are different to these, the shoulder pads and everything might not line up correctly. Have I just knocked a hand off? I hope I haven't just knocked a hand off. No, right. Move things away from the edge of the desk when my sleeve's not going to catch it. So it may require a little bit of sawing and using some of these models where necessary. So I can, for instance, take the rocket off and somehow convert it onto, for instance, take the rocket off and put it onto and replace the bolt gun. Hey up, Graham. Speak of the person who you can get all this from. And there is a promo code in the description below if you wish to use it. Anything you buy from there using that promo code, you'll get 10% off. So, yeah, I'm thinking, do I put the missile launchers? So, take these, replace the bolters, and modify it so it's actually also got so it's almost a double missile. So I can feel that. So it's a lot bigger than what it is and doesn't look like the Desolation Squad's cannons. Or do I put these on them because that's what they fit for and that's what they're supposed to be for? But then they will be bigger than this size model. I mean, even with that's a fair old chunky difference, that. So, and for carrying a missile, you would, in my mind, obviously this is my mind, not everybody else's. It's generally quite a static. You're not moving much, and a lot of these torsos. So we've got two of these ones which are quite literally running. So that's definitely an in motion, and you got two of these ones which are kind of leaning forward on the front foot, so the heels coming up off the back foot. Oh dear, Space Wolves. No. Mess them files up because that's a nice range. That is another nice range that he's updating at the moment as we speak. Now, thank you for the preview, Graham. So if you're looking at Rogues Den Hobbies and you're looking at the Space Wolves section, that's getting updated as we speak. But at the moment, I'm not looking at Space Wolves. I'm looking at Missile Marines. Now, I like these missiles because these make it really, really easy to obviously convert these guys over. Nice and simple. These missile launchers are great for that. So they would make it really simple to convert over these standard size Marines. I said easy enough. It can fit over either shoulder, really. As long as it looks like he can bring it to bear and draw it up to fire, then it'll look fine. So you do have some that are shoulder mounted and some that are loose. Oh, we have left and right shoulders. I forgot about that. I forgot all about the left and right shoulders. So how many have we got of each? Because if it's a simple conversion to put the missiles on them, I just do them with. Then I'll be a fool not to. But if it's a difficult conversion, then I'm definitely gonna have to think about it. So what have we got? We have more than just missile launchers, though, don't we? We also have special bolt guns, or special rifles and pistols. So we'll move them up and over there out of the way because these were a couple of bonus guns that I'm happy I've got, but I don't intend to be using them right now. Whereas the more multi-shot missile launcher, like the shotgunny style one, I'm highly considering because it will allow me to differentiate between the super frag and the super crack easily enough, and as well as be able to modify with additional missile launchers. These ones, which we've found out, are the ones that hold the other arm for holding the guns. Just got to try and make sure we pair those ones up right. Most of them seem to be about the same size, so we should be okay with them. Make sure I organize them. Oh, you've not got a flappy thing. You're one of them. That's two of them. Right, okay. I know I've been through all these and looked through them all once already, but I didn't put them all into little separate bags to leave them all organized because I'm an idiot. So I'm having to do it again. Okay. We have a lot of the arms for holding guns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the shotgun attack ones. 2 of the short arm stocks, which I'm going to guess are for these. I would guess they're for these. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of the non-armed strap ones. So we can do a full unit of 5 of those and a full unit of 5 of those with modifications by cutting and sawing and gluing to these. So we can do a 10-man squad without having to touch anything overly complicated for missiles. That's just made it even worse, really, hasn't it? Because we do the 2 5-man squads, which is essentially what I've bought. I can still replicate it by editing existing Primaris Marines that I've got from in the standard troopers. These ones. I have enough of these that I can edit a few of these guns round or these ones with and change that for a pistol, and that'll be more than sufficient. Let's just double check that over. Yeah, no, that's working. I'm going to have to remove his certain parts if I want it to sit flush. So I'll have to take the what's he called? Purity seal. That's the one. I will have to remove the purity seal, but I can get that sufficiently in section for it to be a missile over his shoulder. There we go. Oh, he's dropped now. Has Karma dropped in? If he has, I missed him. How you doing, mate? In fact, I'm going to go check out. I have caught everybody up. Just while I've got a brief chance. Good evening, Lee. Oh, no, he's just... Ali's just singing. Right. So, these are... So, yeah, they're the same. They're a better scale for Terminators. Definitely, because that's the old school Terminators that are still technically usable and is bigger than them. So, right. If I was to turn them all into Terminators. Now I have 15 of the Power Fist Stormbelter type, which would classify as the ranged type. So I have 5 of the old ones and 10 of the new ones. Problem is, they come on 40mm bases, not 32. Now, it's not a huge difference in size, really. But it's big enough that once you put a unit of 5 on the tabletop, it makes a much larger footprint. So, and they will fit quite neatly. Let's get it into camera. They will fit quite neatly and comfortably onto the 40mm bases. In fact, a little bit more so than the 32mm, I think, actually. It gives them a little bit more room for overhang for arms and weapons. Let's see who's got the widest stance. He's probably going to be the sergeant dude, isn't it, on the tactical rock? There you go. Yeah. That's I would say that's a better fit for the model on a 40mm base. I'm not criticizing, by the way, Graham. This is just stuff that I'm thinking about in my head. Because if we try to put the sergeant on 32, yeah, I end up with a tiny bit of overhang no matter which way I look at it for the sergeant. He's always going to have at least he's going right to the very edges. So as soon as you put a right arm on him, he's going over the edge of the base. So how am I going to proxy these as close combat terminators? That's the other option, because there are two variants of those also. So we'll keep Sergeant Dude out, but we'll put him on a fighting on there. Where's my tack gun? Where's my tack gun? There it is. I do have my tack back. So now the standard way, there's one way which is dual claws, rah, 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 and just slicing through things. Now, when it comes to claws, the set has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but they're all left hand. They're all left hand. So we need to find rights that would be able to accompany it. Now, if you want to do paired stuff, that's different, because we do have sets of, I think we have 2 pairs of axes, little tomahawky type with spikes at the bottom, which would suffice as a anti-infantry multi-attack, just as lightning claws would, or claws of any kind, something that you can attack quickly with. We also have pairs of what looks like serrated chainsaw daggers. We have 2 pairs of those, and also is it 2 pairs of, so it's 2, 4, yeah, so we end up with 6 pairs of melee weapons. So and these, I'm not sure if they're clubs, maces. We have pairs of those, at least 2. So we can pair up 5 to be looking like they have paired weapons. There is another option though, which is my personal favorite option, and that's hammers. Hammers, hammers, hammers. Now we get one big hammer, which I love. I like a lot. But that combination also goes with a shield. In this set, we get 1 left shield, 1 right shield. So we do get 2 shields. But obviously that's 2 different weapons in his hand. So a hammer in one. And is this the correct arm? Yes, it is. Yeah, I know. Whatever. Either way, I know. I'm thinking they might be my way to go Thunder Hammers. If I wanted to go Thunder Hammers Storm Shield, I think I'm going to have to go them and Empty Hand, because I do have Empty Hand options as well, and just make sure that the Sergeant is fully. I mean, look at that. Look at him. He is a beast of a man. And now if we compare him to one of the Terminators, easily comparable on the tabletop, easily a good proxy for. Just change his. I don't even have to change his head out really, because Terminators can go helmetless as far as I'm aware. I'm sure I've got a captain somewhere without a helmet with Terminator armor, so I wouldn't even have to change his head out in this case, even though he's only tacked in. But I do like the combination of hammer and shield. It's got to be my favorite combination. Yeah, he is. There's a bit of a brute in it, and I like the idea of having 2 units of 5 of these running right up behind Lazarus, just steaming forward at you or teleporting in. So they do come without helmets. I know. I was pretty sure they did, but without having one in front of me to go, there it is, I can't say for certain. Although I probably do have one under my desk. In fact, I do have one under my desk. I have several under my desk. But so to make him look very nice with, there's a lot of decision making because if I make the wrong choice, it's gonna look shit. It is. It's gonna look the models are gonna look good, but it's just not gonna fit within the army. He's not gonna thematically. He's not gonna fit. It's gonna be difficult to get them to fit in with some fur on them anyway, which is why if I make them first company and veterans, it makes more sense. So yeah, I think they are becoming Terminators. Now, do I need another 10 ranged Terminators? Which I suppose I could do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then assault cannons, 8, 9. I'd need something else just to make up the... No, I can't make a ranged version. So I can't do ranged. Not with what I've got. Because I didn't get complete... Yeah, I've not... Or I didn't choose this as a complete... I want this. Graham was just kind of send me a bit of a tester for some things. I just happened to have got enough to make me go, ooh. You've just posted him up and down on Discord. Let's have a look over. If you joined Discord, please go check out. I believe it will be in the work in progress section. Ah, yes, there he is. That's he's even got a beard. He's bald with a beard, but he's got a beard. So you can get Terminators without helmets. Good. I already knew because I've got a captain. I've got 2 captains without helmets. So why did he even question it? I don't know. But I did. So I'm liking that setup. I'm just going to have to speak to Graham, possibly. Now, can I replicate some... Now, if I were to replicate something to represent that 4 more times, but like lesser. So instead of being the sergeant model, they're just the unit that surrounds him. So it'll be one of these fellas and one of those each, because they don't have tactical rocks. So if I wanted to do hammers, I think I would be better off with these. Because as Twisty quite pointed out, even though it's not quite the same scale as like the Thunder Hammer or the big whopping, whatever you want to call it. I'm calling it a Thunder Hammer because that's what I want it to be. It is not a Thunder Hammer. It's just a great big whopping hammer. Well, it's actually a meat tenderizer. He is probably the most aggressive cook in the world. But yeah, having the ball and club type looks like it would be a better fit to represent a hammer. But it's how do I represent the shield? I mean, that's the shield itself, although it's not overly ornate, it's ornate enough to make it an absolute pain to hand sculpt. Especially because you've got your little divots around the inside, and you've got the straps, and then I'd have to find the correct fist arm to be able to pop it onto. That being said, it's not an impossibility to do that. So let's see how it would. So that arm goes in reasonably well. He's running forward anyway, so we need to find a left arm. That I could attach a shield to. So that works. That one would fit nicely enough. Oh, Ali, what have you posted and you've redacted? You know, that just makes me more curious. If I see the words message redacted or retracted. Ping it over in a DM, it's all right. So yeah, see, even now, how am I gonna make shields? Am I gonna make shields? Am I gonna message Graham? And we shall find out off that one. But that would be quite nice as well, because it is a smaller hammer, so it would imply that they can move around. It's much more. You put the shoulder in the shoulder joint, and especially, although stomping towards you with just his fist and a club. I mean, the guy with the shield's got something to protect him. This guy's just got to run up and beat you to. That's definitely putting him in an aggressive stance. Ah, okay. Fair enough. So you put a blank message. That's right. It just, the curiosity behind it just makes you go, ooh, what was it? Because it couldn't have been that bad, because Kirsty's not done anything. Ah, right. So there's one arm that needs. How many shields? All right. As soon as you said you can fit a lot of shields on a print plate, out of curiosity, if you were to just do those arms, so you've got right hand with a hammer, left hand with a shield, or swap them over. Do you think you could get 10 of each on a print plate? Sorry. That's arms included. Then the next question, because do you want to know something? Ramrod, if you ever come into this chat, I'm blaming you. I do have another option now, thanks to one of my other friends. It's the same friend who sent me all them Imperial Guard. And I was looking through the other night what else I got sent with that. Oh. We're speaking soon, Graham. We're speaking soon. Because you'll probably be able to do the other thing as well. And I also now have 50 1mm by 2mm magnets. Which does mean that I could drill a small hole in the middle there, pop in a magnet, and I could magnetize the arms. You could magnetize the arms. That way, Graham, you're sending me down a slippery slope, mate. You're sending me down a very slippery slope. Right, put the magnets away, because that's self-explanatory from this point forward. If I can magnetize them, that means I can swap them around. I've just got to make sure the magnets are the right polarity. So, hammer and shield is one way, claws is the other. So we can pair up weapons, but I do like the look of these claws. They're not standard Space Marine lightning claws are quite straight. I think Wolverine, but 4 of them. So it's just basically just spikes stuck onto the back of a standard power fist. So you look at the back of his knuckle, the back of his hand there, he'll just have like 4 spikes sticking out of it. That's it. These are more akin to the Orc type of claw, where it's more of a pincer, a crusher, as well as a. And there is a lot to be said about. So let's go for a commander again. I mean, Abaddon has a similar thing, but there's something to be said for a very nice claw. Let's see if I can find the one that was found the other day that was really impressed with. So you've got the typical evil raw pose. And you've got some more direct, like coming round, and then you've got some that are down the side. The problem is they're all the left. So to do with what I've got here to do, I'd have to find rights to go with them all. So it'll be a claw and a club. Which still, good evening, Captain. How are you doing, man? How are you doing? Give me a minute if you wish to come up. So yeah, it has to be claw and club. I'm just going to take a small break while I offer Captain the ability to come up if he wishes. But I have to wait for a response, so I'm going to give it a second. Have some of my tea because Ali's going to remind me in a minute. Oh, that is a good brew. That is a good brew. Have I got my headphones plugged in? Yeah, I've got my headphones plugged in. So if you want to come up, Captain, just let me know and I will, because I'm using that weird thing now where you don't actually get to be able to, fair enough, you don't actually get to be able to read the chat if you're a guest, which is weird. Thank you for coming in though, man. I have missed you. And you can take that however you want it, but yeah, I have missed you, mate. So thank you for calling and saying hello. That actually means quite a lot. Anyway, back to me talking about models before I start getting other things. So hammer and claw running at you. What would that look like? That's five. Have I just dropped his club? Yes, but where have I just dropped his club? There it is. I didn't even notice, Ali, about the hour. Yeah. I know we've gone an hour ahead now, haven't we? So it's a 5-hour difference now instead of a 4-hour difference in certain places, and vice versa. Right, so 1 claw hand, 1 club hand. Because if I can do enough claws and enough on one hand and enough clubs and axes on the other hand, it might still look okay. It might still work for me to go, right, lightning claws or paired melee weapons. And that's the wrong claw, I think. Mainly because this one's down by his side. I want one to look slightly more active. So if he's running at you, I'd like it to be. Good night, Captain, mate. You have a good sleep. Leave me on if you want someone to bore you to death. That's what Sparkles does. And a few other people I've heard have said that I'm good for boring people to sleep. So yeah. See, that doesn't look too bad. to run it as opposed to the hammer and shield, to run it as the 2 melee variant. That's not too bad. Let's see what the paired clubs look like. Obviously, I'd like them to look as good as possible. Oh, no, you see, that's... Yeah. Actually pairing the items up. That helps. So having... Can I... Yeah, no. If that one's forward, that one's supposed to be back, isn't it? Yeah, that's how you run. So it does actually look more like he's running there now. I need a head. Come here, you. There we go. Yeah, double smashy. But obviously, for context of rules from the book, as I said, these are not official Games Workshop models. I will never be using them in the tournament. If Games Workshop don't want me to have them, then they need to stop every single game on the planet, because I will find alternate models to pay for to be instead of their overpriced ones. Games Workshop. Love the game, hate the company. All right. So yeah, paired smashy works. I was looking for my codex. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, it does help if you label your codexes, so you can remember which editions are which. So when you're looking for rules and units and stuff, you can actually make sense of it. If anyone knows the exact page number for Terminators, then could you please let me know? No, there we go. So, right, Terminator Assault Squad. So it's Thunderhammer or Twin Lightning Claws. So going off the profile of the weapon, so forget the name. It needs to be something that's quick enough to do 5 attacks, hitting on a strength of 5 with some armor penetration. He's going to need some kind of armor. He's got to look like he can penetrate armor. Doesn't need to look like he's doing a lot of damage, because he's doing a lot. You got to get a flurry. So you go bam, 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 bam. So in this case, having those little protrusions, yeah, that's definitely a, what is he supposed to be? AP -2. I see 2 spikes. That'll count. So yeah, that'll work. Okay. I'm liking him. He's good. I'm liking double smashy. Let's see what double worry looks like. That's what I mean. The Game Workshop are just so ridiculous with their modeling. It's not funny. There's no reason to do some things, and those are the ones they do, and the ones that they should do, they leave alone. Don't fucking do them. Yeah, technical terms are out. As long as it represents the idea of what I'm doing on the table, that's all I needed to do. I just didn't think I'd be able to get, because I already own so many intercessors, I didn't think I'd be able to get a unit of 10 Terminators and 10 Desolation Marines for the price that I did. It cost me more than a unit of intercessors. I won't lie, he'd cost me more than a unit of intercessors. But to be able to take 10 intercessors and then turn them into Desolation Marines and then have enough spare parts left over to end up with 10 Assault Terminators, That is a huge saving. That is a massive saving. And I'm all about keeping the hobby fun and cost effective. There's kids coming into this, and although I'm not a channel for kids, but still, there's kids coming into this hobby, and it's not getting cheaper. It's not getting cheaper. See, he doesn't look quite as imposing. Are all the downs are like that. So yeah, he's not quite as imposing with the wary blades. I am more looking like the smacky ones are nice. We still have one more set to try out for pairs. So we stick gentleman here. I say gentleman, no head, no arms, no indication of gender. But he's a gentleman now. I'm not sure how gents going to look in a minute, but we'll find that out in a second. Because this time is my second favorite melee weapon of all ages. And it's an axe. Which, as far as I'm concerned, an axe is just a hammer with a blade attached. See, that's looking quite intimidating right there. Definitely got some armor penetration going on. Look at those spikes going on. He digs that into the top of your helmet. He's going straight through. I'm liking it a bit more than the worries overall. Do I like it as much as the smashes? Ooh, that's a close one. But they don't all have beards, Graham. They're not true dwarves. They need to have beards. Yeah, I'm liking those axes almost as much as the smashes. Nice. So, let's see. If I actually start collating what I've got here, I've probably got about a knob's worth of power claws. A knob's unit's worth of power claws. 2 desolation squads, obviously, either with super frag or super crack. Yeah, but dwarves, it just grows back. I could also make additional rockets as well. So yeah, I do like the slashy. So that's one axe. Why was you stood up a minute ago and now you won't? Oh, because of that. Right, okay. Must have balanced it just right. So I do like the axe. And I do like the clubs. So let's put a set of clubs on. Can I put another set of clubs gone? I could have sworn I had 2 pairs of clubs. Are you sure you only have 1 pair of clubs? Oh, that's not good. Where's my other clubs gone? No! I only have 1 pair of clubs. Yeah, it is as bad as a halfling with shoes. Halflings don't wear shoes. Any self-respecting geek knows that. We don't have enough to do another club. I can do slashy, and then I have worry, and then I have 2 down worries that can go with clubs. So how does that work? This is a lot of trial and error, just to make sure I can see what goes with what and what looks good and what. Graham's thinking, "Oh, cheers, lads, because I can just go right. Set that tray. That's for that. Let's set that tray. That's for that. Set that tray. That's for that." Like, yeah, you're welcome. So let's see now. We won't see how worry will looks with smacky smacky. So what? Obviously, smacky smacky. If he's gonna smacky smacky, he's gonna smacky you properly. And then is it down facing worry? Yeah, down facing worry. What are the other options here? That's the left one. That's the left one of them. That's the right one of them. So I could do a left and a right accent. This is a lot of variance. Just to make sure I can use up as many arms as possible in the combinations to see what they look like. So next, I've not even started on them. Well, I have decided these are being Terminators now, so all of those are getting put away to get put onto these chaps and converted. That has been, yeah, I've made my mind up on that. It's just the how to organize the remaining 10 into Terminators. Or Terminator proxies, should I say. Pardon me. I don't even think you can buy Cataphracti Terminator armor anymore, can you? Or is it Tartarus you can't buy it anymore? You can still get Cataphracti, but it only comes with claws. Yeah. Right. So we have a club. We have Smacky Smacky. Right. And we have Axie. See, they play quite nicely. Not as nicely as the two clubs, I don't think. But again, not as nicely as the two axes. But I am preferring them to the worry ones. They might come in handy when I get my car and stuff. Don't worry, none of this is going to go for waste. Don't worry. None of it. I'll find uses. Conversions and adding character to your army is one of the fun things about Warhammer. You can add bits and change bits and make it all personal. So, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, in fact, I'll move him over there. And can I change? Is there anyone else worry here? No, there isn't. Okay, so if I take worry arm off and add Axie to there. And then I'm going to swap those two around. And then how will these work as the surrounding unit for him? So it was to have Big Hammer Dude being obviously the sergeant of the unit, and then everybody else being equipped with Axe and Smashy. Obviously, he's going to be the last one to die, and they could represent the if I was to equip them with the hammers. Strength 8. Again, the same amount of penetration but do a bit more damage. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, so that's the hammer squad. They're looking pretty nice. Yeah, you see, as Twisted just put there in the. Is it that side? No, that side. Yeah, well, depends where you've got it. It might actually be down there. But as Twisted put in the comments there, customizing your own army in your own way and flavor is one of the fun things about Warhammer. I mean, a lot of mine are very bland, which is why I'm now coming around to going, right, let's add a bit of me or something I like in there. I've got enough of them now that I can start chopping, changing, doing stuff, and I've got enough armies that I don't really need to collect in more Space Marines, really. Now I need to start making them into an army that I'm happy with. So, smashes. I'm quite happy with them. Unless I was just, at the moment, Graham, we will be talking. Because I use their weapons for other things. And but I've got to say, out all the profiles, that one is. I'm glad I've got a book on my knee. As models come, that is just, yeah. If I had just one more club, these wouldn't be going on him. I'll be finding one of the Captain Terminators, and these would be going on him. In fact, I might still do. I haven't got a club. I've got one axe left. And no more clubs. Bugger! Does he only get 5 clubs? 1, 2, 4 clubs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Yeah, so 4 clubs. Which is why he has to have a hammer. Now, slicey ones. So, now let's take that off and let's try a claw and knife. Let's see. So, and I mean the claw's nice. I do like the look of that. There is something. The worry blades do have something about them. I've got to say they're a little bit shorter than, because they're more condensed and wider than the Games Workshop chainsword, which is flat backed and just straight down one side. This is literally just a chainsaw on a handle. Oof. Any side of it is just gonna, yeah. And he's got teeth everywhere. So it does look a little bit more lethal than a chainsaw, to be quite honest. Games Workshop definitely folds up on that one. They should have made them look like this. That looks like a brutal little knife. But as a pairing, I'm not as sure. Not when you've got one of them in one hand and something like this in the other. I mean, it does look okay having 2 blades, having them as a pair. It works. Don't get me wrong. Paired weapons do work quite nicely, but when you're to put, obviously he's on the tactical rock, so he's going to be sergeant. If you just put him alongside him, I know which one looks a little bit more. Yeah, that's gonna steam through you. That's gonna give you a right old. That's just gonna mess you the fuck up. That's what that's gonna do. Whereas that does, yeah, it does look like it's gonna chop through people, but it is still supposed to be hitting at a strength 5, so it's supposed to be a little bit stronger than just. Not compared to the claw. The claw seems to be more. The claw seems to get it better. So let's take up 1, 2. So it's 3. So I can replace 4 arms. I don't mean 4 arms. I mean 4 arms with claws. So if it's only 4, then the power stance one has to go onto the captain, really, doesn't it? So that looks better. That does look a bit better, especially with his head cocked to the side slightly. I didn't even realise he'd done that. Ah, I knew him well. Yeah, that's wrong. Okay. Lightning claw on 1. Oh, claw on one side. Let's try claw on the other as well. And most of them are. They do look pretty nasty in a lot of these, don't they? It's like, oh man, these are. Yeah. You don't want to meet him in the dark alley type of thing. Although you might actually, if these are the good guys. If the game I play even has good guys. I suppose technically the only good guys are orcs. Because they're the ones having a party. So to give him claw and knife, but give everyone else claw and fist. Let's see how that goes. That looks like he's supposed to be holding something. Or he's holding something in that. He's about to smack it with that, which doesn't make sense to me. But if I put a little head in there, it literally looks like he's about to go. That'll work. I'll be happy if that's the effects that I get. Right, and now I need a running man. I believe they're remaking that as well. God, no. They're going to destroy it. So I need that arm coming forward if he's running. And this arm to be dropping back to give him the sense of motion. No, because it's the same arm. Same arm. Other arm. That's that arm. So I'd have to go for something like the axe. Which I can put for, which still works because of the running motion. Because he is in that stance where his back foot's going to be off the actual. I mean, he's literally right on his toe as far as he's stood. So he's going to be running. What music would these party to? These don't party to music. These party to prayer. The exalted God Emperor. In his name we shall smite thee. I don't actually speak Low Gothic, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't think they're going to stick to the book, though. What I think they're going to do is going to look at the film, try and find the bits that they think made the film good, and try and remake that. That's what I think they're going to do with Running Man. So these two, I still have 2 more of. So I still have 2 claws. So everybody's getting a claw. But I have 1 more worry. 2 different types of claws, which is good. But then I'm going to have to go for another smacky smacky. Just a poof. Yeah, they're redoing Winnie Man. Do I have any other potential arms? No. So it's going to have to be another one of these, which I believe are actually pre-supported hands for guns to go onto. But I don't know for definite because I don't know what all the files look like. Don't worry about it, Twisted. We all have days like that. Ali had messages where she's retracted it because she's not been able to type and say anything. So yeah, where is the other one? There he is. So really, I need to make sure that that arm doesn't look odd. That really makes him look like he's in a Shakespeare play. Well, we'll see. We'll see. But I've lost all confidence in Hollywood filmmaking. So right, okay. That's giving him a proper Shakespeare vibe, that isn't it? Having his like ho ho la. So yeah, I'm not sure if I should do that. But that would finish the unit off. Now the only other way would be to, because where are they? There's one. I forgot where the other clock there is. Two. So he's got an axe. Tactical Rock has a blade. I'm thinking I should give Tactical Rock the axe, and then I can give 2 blades. And then maybe I can move away from the Shakespeare look with a more of a downstrung arm. You say it shouldn't be hard with Running Man, but they've already screwed it up once. And Total Recall, they screwed up twice. Well, I say screwed up twice. The Arnie one I really like, but I don't like the second one. And although the Arnie one's reasonably accurate to the book, it's not 100%. It's close enough to give a rough idea of what you might get if you read the book, but it's not right. There we go. So that's 2 punchy punches. Well, claws and punch. Yeah, I'm going to have to give the axe to the sergeant because I have 2 worries. It's an odd way to describe them, I know, but worry is how I'm describing them. So we have axe, and then worry one. And then worry 2. No, but I've seen what they did to Stand. and they split that over 2 films, which was just weird. So we're in number 1. We're in number 2. Sorry, and claw number 5. Come to me and I'll slash you up. That's essentially what he's saying. Yep, I didn't like the acting in the second one. And some of the little Easter eggs that they put in there for the sake of it is like, why? Right. So let's move these aside for a moment and get the bag to put all the guns away. Get the bag to put all the guns away. Because I've got some converting to do. I've got to find 10. No. Just to be clear, when I ordered these, in no way did I order them to do with what I am currently doing. I've managed to mess myself over a little bit here because, well, I've now got a load of missile launchers that I'm going to have to cut off to make Desolation Squads. Oh well, this is the thing. If you buy stuff online, and obviously it looks cool, which is why you bought it. But once you get it in front of you, it can inspire who knows what. Who knows what. So in this case, oh, what's that? There's a little plastic bit still in there. What is that little plastic bit? I don't like it when I leave little plastic bits in things because I like to know what they are. Oh, that's that bit. Right, okay. Yep, you're supposed to be in here anyway. Right. So temporarily, we know we will not be using the special bases. They are much cooler missile launchers, which is why they look a lot better on the Marines. So we have more purity seals, should I wish to have them, but these haven't got paper, these have feathers. I like that. Extra shoulder pad bits, so that can give someone a signum. So if that'll mount on the back of, there we go. There we go. See, now some fuckers got a signum. Hey. So extra bits, always nice for adding flavor. Which is the bits that I've got now, so. Look, Graham, I bought these to represent a unit. The unit I bought them for will be represented. Just not by the models I bought. What will be represented by the models that I bought is 2 units of Terminators. So that put me to 25 Terminators, mate. 25. 2 5-man close combat, 3 5-man ranged. And I have Chaplain in Terminator armor. And I have Librarians in Terminator armor. I have Captains in Terminator armor. It's going to be fun. Right, bases. Which are very nice now that I have spare 32 mil bases. move the nice bases out of the way because they are nice bases. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them 32mm nice bases. What I might end up doing is because I have 5, so it's a basically I need to pick a unit, but what I might end up doing is putting these little guys on it, so they have more room to be flamboyant. So yeah, it may end up becoming harlequins that end up on those. Or if there are any of my smaller forces that get 32mm for characters, then they might end up with it. Okay, now for the other bits. I need to find heads for all the... I know I don't like usually painting faces, so I'm not going to fuck it. I need 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is one thing I know I can glue in. I can glue heads in. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there should be one more helmeted head somewhere, because there is enough to make everybody helmeted. I know that much. I checked last time. Little dangly grind bits. That's the bit that came off of... I'm not even sure where that's come from, you know. It's a bit of a tree, I know that much. Then we have unhelmeted heads. What's that? That's a satchel of some kind. Holsters, unhelmeted heads, shoulder radar things, more little pouches with feathers on. I mean, some of the detail on this is ridiculous. And look at the braids. These are braids you can just glue onto the heads. Or the helmets if you wish, I suppose. I'm missing a head. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've lost the head. Ah, books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So more than enough heads to do the unit. But now, Hammer Guy's gonna have to have the helmetless head because it just looked cool as fuck. I'm sorry, it did. Everybody else for now can get a helmeted head. Pop a bit of tack on the bottom. And let's finish off his unit so I can... Was that a bit too much tack on the bottom? Yeah, because he's running forward. He's running forward. I don't want him looking down while running forward. So rather than using scalpel blades for someone like big projects or long-winded projects where I know I'm going to need a lot of cutting, I'll just buy a pack of retractables, the disposable throwaway stuff. Use 3 or 4 of them. So helmets are quite easily to go in. That's nice. Right. So looking at the weapon options for melee, which I have now decided I'm using them as melee, not the missiles. there are a couple of combinations that look particularly nice. Now, as standard units to back up the sergeant, so for assault terminators, 5-man squad with, you may take a Thunderhammer and Storm Shield or 2 Lightning Claws. So having the sergeant with a great big whopping hammer and a shield, and then those behind him with basically bludgeoning weapons, I think that would work as a 5-man squad. I'm going to have to try and get them onto actual bases so I can attack them down. I would like to give them all hammers and shields and all claws. So I might magnetize some of this just in case I do things in the future. So let's get these heads on, and then we can start comparing whether or not do I want to actually see what weapon options are available. We'll go have a look at rogues then hobbies. Well, I can't for some reason bring up. I don't know how why, but it won't let me display my web browser through OBS at the moment. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to accomplish what I want to do. But what I want to do is go through Rogues Den Hobbies with you, and let's have a look at what's available. Unless Graham turns around and goes, no, I'll message you in a minute. In which case, well, I'll wait. So obviously I never have straightforward orders. I think this is the most straightforward order I've done out of Graham, and even that's where straightforward. Although, again, if you like any of these combinations, any of these models that you are seeing at the moment, so nice helmeted man with various clubs, axes, braided hair, lots of peltage, quite not modern backpacks, so they fit quite nicely into one-page rules or anything that would require you to have some kind of armored suit. So he's even got a bit of the Fallout theme going for it, with the piping and the way the tubing looks. So it can fit quite game agnostic, which is nice, especially with setting it out in various ways to have axes, clubs, hammers, shields, blades, pistols, rifles. It's pretty easy. I need to create a new scene. Right. Graham's going to try and talk me through this. So, add scene. Let's just start out there first. So, add scene. I don't know. That's not it. Remove. Yes. Add. Window. Window capture. Select window to be captured. Okay. So somebody's going to have to let me know if you can move and you can see. And I'm not sure how you're going to... Ah, yes, I can. Right, okay. There we go. So, so you get heavier versions. You get even bigger versions, like Centurion Devastator size then. He's going to be massive. Which probably explains why they come in Unit of 3. And you've got the Desolation Marines, which are the ones that I've currently just bought. The Makwa Desolator Marines. I mean, look at those, though. Look at the claws on them. And there you go, the shield and the claw. See, it does look nice. And those pair claws look pretty tasty as well. Mason shield, can't go wrong. Well, that's not what we're here for. That is not what we're here for. We are here to look at. Essentially, what I got was the additional weapon set for the Makwa infantry. And then Space Bears accessory pack. So heads and which is where I've got the little go back to OBS a minute. Shorten that a bit there. So that's why I've got these. And the little shoulder sections came from the Space Bears accessory pack. Now, I'm looking for the one with the claws. Graham, did you send me an exclusive? Thank you. Well, I can't seem to see the pack with the claws. Now, this is the Space Bears base pack, which, well, this one, 32mm, not the 40mm, and which we've already seen this in these ones, which do look very nice. I mean, you can the back detail on it is nice. The cracks, the way, yeah, it just forms nicely. It gives the right layers where you need them. Especially this one, which has got the skull and the rocket lodged into it. Those are really sharp and nice. And the bones come through very clearly. You can see the ribs as well as the vertebrae and the skeleton. It's really good detail, in fairness. I know I don't ever give a direct comment, Liam, don't worry. Now, if you were to buy, I believe it's this pack, just to make sure. Yes, this one is where you get a selection of both blades, melee, and basic range. So these could proxy for a ridiculous amount of units. If you're looking for proxies, that is. And then we've got 2 leaders as well up there. So, that is very easy. Chaplain? Anyone? Very nice chaplain. What does it look like from the back of your head? Nice. I like this little. Oh, well, about the back of the guy with the book, which would, well, most people with books would be called librarians, and that's some extra work there on the shoulder pad, as well as bikers, and so you could, in theory, build pretty much a full army from these, going from Stern Guard veterans, Vanguard veterans. As we see, we have drop infantry with the correct loadouts. You could change cloth or pistol and have Inceptors. Or is it? Is it Inceptors? Yeah, the new Gravis ones with the dual pistols. They would be very nice. And these, if you actually look, as far as flight stands go, those look a whole lot better than these. These little plastic ones at the bottom, these snap. These snap so easy. These don't hold in place. These don't glue. So looking at those nice big plumes of smoke, which will fit onto the base and give you some assault, those are nice. Claws came in the Desolator squad. Now let's go check the Desolator squad just to make sure. Did the claws come in the Desolator squad? Yes, you do get claws with Desolator squad as well as axe and blades. So you can give them combinations of making them look like so. So they've got the shotgunny type one, and then with the square one slung over his shoulder. That is nice. So that'll probably how I'll work those in. And yeah. Right, okay, that's going to make that a little bit more difficult to get it like that because the arms are a bit chunkier than the standard Marines. I'm going to have to find ways to remove certain missiles from, so bringing a line down there so I can put it onto a Marine's arm. Shouldn't be difficult, he says. Never done it before. But having multiple layout options is very nice. And again, getting the extra claws. Those are good claws. But I'm not going to tell I want hammers. I want hammers. This is, yeah, this one. So it's where you get the billy clubs, the axes, the more daggers, the larger hammer. So all in all, I am very pleased. Very pleased. I'm just going to remove this one now. Yeah, remove the video capture. So overall, I'm very pleased with these models. They will require larger bases now because they are going to representing the, essentially, as I said, these ones, but the claws don't look as good. It's just table knives. Table knives that's attached to the back of a power claw. Don't want that. You want that. If it's going to be a claw, you want some curvature. Looking at them, it looks like you got the chaplain and the librarian together, and you get a medic and a technician together. So you can get all four of the base characters as well as that big guy with the things. That's your captain, essentially. So many conversion ways that you can do it. Can lieutenants take thunderhammers? I'm going to have to go look now. Can a lieutenant take a thunderhammer? Lieutenant Reaver hammer. No. No, lieutenants can only take power fists. Close combat weapon, master crafted power weapon are power fist. You can take a storm shield, which I do have 2 of. This model's master crafted bolter can be replaced with the power fist. It's bolt pistol can be changed with the heavy bolt pistol. Or if you want to change it all for the Volkite pistol, the shield and sword, you can. Or you can get rid of his close combat weapon for the power fist and keep his master crafted bolter. And still give him a heavy bolt pistol. That's not bad. Good evening, Cam. Good evening. No worries, Alex. You have a lovely night and get some good sleep. Hope you have a nice day tomorrow. It's supposed to be getting warmer over here, warmer over the next few days. So hope it is you, and you get some nice weather. So let's put the helmets back in. Well, I say back. Let's put some helmets in so they've got heads. I am all tacking it together. I'm not gluing it at the moment. Nice. Get it primed. I'm looking forward to this week because it is. If it is sunny, I might actually be able to get it primed. And if I speak to Graham quick enough, I might even be able to get them set the way an even better way that I want. Which will be even more awesome. And Cam's just not going to ever play me again. Although, you don't know what army I'm going to place now, mate, because I've got 1, 2, 3. I have 3 forces ready to go. I have the guard. Well, let's face it, 6 Lehman Russes and a Baneblade is pretty much 2,000 points. So I have my guard. I have Space Marines, of course. And I have Tyranids. So, 2 helmets left to go. It is nice to see them put together as much as you possibly can, really. And then I'm going to have a look at I might have a look at how the shoulders actually join with the Marines. Because if I can get away with the shoulder pads not being too bad or being able to be coverable, then I might be okay with just removing the arms and just gluing the arms straight onto it, depending how it looks. So after all, they will not be the only ones with those shoulder pads because they are on these. So I've got to say, those are looking pretty dang nice for some close combat Terminators. If he ever stands up. And then the more Thunderhammer Storm Shield style being led by the one with a big hammer and a shield. I know I do have another shield that I could put on one, but I kind of want to make the Sergeant one stand out more than the others. So in the case of what will be the hammer and shield guys, it's actually only the Sergeant that's got a shield. In the case of the Claw guys, it's the Sergeant who's got the axe. The other 2 have fists or blades. Good evening, Francois. You snuck in there just there at the bottom. So I am liking these as an alternate sculpt for Terminators. I think that is what There's no thinking anymore. That is what they are going to be. Now then, Terminators aside, Desolation Squads only come in 5-man units. So, if I'm going to take a lot of the easy build models that I've got, which will be like these ones. Now, Sergeants will need a Signum. That's whether I shave off that little nubbin at the top and put it up at the back there, and then fill the rest of the pack with radar equipment. Or do I just leave I think Central is looking a little bit better. So I'm going to remove the arms to put the weapons on. But I think Central will be better for that. So now I need to look for 10 of these that I'm willing to sacrifice. Anybody knows I don't like sacrificing models. I might end up taking my 10 Chaos Marines and changing them. But or maybe wait till I get to my Leagues of Votan. Oh. I wonder how the missile launchers would look in the Leagues of Votan. I can't remember what we're getting now from there, from Combat Patrol. We are getting Leagues of Votan though, aren't we? I am pretty sure that we are. Search for, where is it? I do have the list that Graham posted for me somewhere. It's just way up at the top. Because obviously you love the people posting to my Discord, which is what it is there for. Thank you very much. But yeah, it's like way up there somewhere. Yeah. It was in there before Karma joined. And we had the let's have a look at our desks. Before Pro Grill. That was the old one where it was Necrons versus Imperium, I believe. Yes. There it is. Thank you for posting that, Graham. I'm just going to have to save the image and put it back somewhere. Okay, so when do we get Leagues of Votan? So we are getting Paints next week, which we know about. Dark Apostle, which I'm going to convert into a Lord Executioner. I'm guessing Paints again if it's not specified. Legionnaires, Havocs, Hellbrute, Wraithguard, Terminators. Then we hit the Orcs and the Votan. Okay. I may end up sticking missile launchers in the Votan. Hearthkin Warriors and Hearthkin Pioneers. Chthonian Berserkers and then Einhart Hearthguard. Well, it's 10, 20. Or is it all fives? So that'll be 5, 10. No, so that'll be 2 spruce. So that'll be 10, 20, 30, 36-ish models. Unless one of them's a vehicle. Obviously, the Cadians will be joining the Imperial Guard Force. And then the World Eaters will be taking over the Chaos Force. So towards the end, we don't get many paint issues. In fact, from Cadian Shock Troopers onwards, issue 73, we don't get a single paint. We just get models. That's good. But I'm going to have to wait a long time if I wanted to use the Leagues of Photon. So I don't think I will now. I think I'll maybe change them for something else. Maybe carnify them, make them into more Terminator type things if possible. Like if I have enough spare chaosy bits. Right. So the decision has been made, people. It has only taken me, an hour and 40 minutes of sitting here messing around with bits of blue tack and all different weapon options and other things. Discovering that I'm going to have to make new bases. Oh, no. Having to clear all that away. Yeah, that's a hassle. Work should understand more. Should tell them I'm a miniature painter. If you want my desk sorted, come on, we can do it. Otherwise, I'm going to sit on my phone in the garden and do the Zoom call because I ain't touching my desk. It's going to take me too long. And you're not worth it. How dare they interrupt with painting and setups for desks? It's just the audacity of them. I've still quite a few arms left. Do I have a pair of daggers? No, I have lots of. I still have 5 daggers and a claw, and some unfisted arms. Now, essentially, those unfisted arms, there is not much stopping me from trying to make shields for them, really. And then I can keep the. Right. Why do I do this to myself? I thought I'd just made the decision. And now I've just gone and double guessed myself. So if I was to remove all the axes from these chappies, and put the just plain fist arm on, and then ask Graham for 4 shields. That would be mini hammers and shields. I could put on them all because I have the correct time to be able to replace this axe. So I could. I'm going to be. It's going to cost me more money. Not much, I hope, but it's probably going to cost me more money. Because this is essentially what I'm asking for once again, custom weapon set. But to just change those axes for those plain arms. Yeah, there we go. That's good. Then I could have 4 mini hammers, 1 big hammer, and everybody gets a shield. And it does give me some axes left should I need to. See, at that point, who becomes the sergeant? I'd need a special right hand to separate. No, well, obviously the sergeant's the one with the tactical rock, isn't it? But it does mean I could get rid of those two fists. And place axes in their other hand. Where's it just got? Oh, don't tell me that was the only one axe that was to match that. You are, aren't you? You You snuffing or nothing, no luck of. So in this case, take the axe off. We'll put a fist on the sergeant. Make him all heroic posy. Or, no. Not the fist on the sergeant. I can put a shield on the sergeant. Because I do have the other side shield. So that looks a bit better. To define him as a sergeant for the most infantry-based squad. So let's take that one off. And that gives us 2 axes, 2 worry blades, and the sergeant with a shield, which will be the quite easily defining factor between the two of them, actually, with them both having shields, just a minor different weapon. Ooh, so you're going to modify your Red Scorpion transfers once they've come. Okay, so I believe that is now the decision made. They're a bit too big to be shields, so I won't be using them. But no, I haven't got anything, have I? Nothing that thin. I could foam core them. I could foam core shields. But I think it's going to be easier if I actually get the shields. So now that I have made my decisions, I'm going to remove all the unwanted pieces. Well, not unwanted, but currently not going to be used pieces. And then we can actually have a look at what I've decided that are going to be my new Terminator squads. So, to represent Terminators with Thunder Hammers and Storm Shields, we'll have Tactical Rock Sergeant with a shield and a hammer big enough to represent a Thunder Hammer. But the other 4 guys will have smaller hammer and an arm waiting for a shield. And that'll be all 4 of them having the same type of club and arm. So they should all look not too out of place together. So stack them all. You don't stand up, do you, because of how you are? You're going to make me put like a base under you or something just to help you? Nope. I know what's going to help you stabilize. Where's that gone? There it is. Ah, man. So let's blue tack him to the desk, essentially. Stay stood up. So, as a nice little 5-man Thunderhammer squad, they'd work all right out with once we get shields on them. This side, however, we have the Clawmen, or the anti-infantry variants. Now there are 2 with axes and claws. The sergeant has the shield, and there are 2 with the worry knives. So again, I don't think they'll be too bad as a representation on the tabletop for assault terminators. In fact, I think they will be a very nice proxy for... Oh, have I got... Oh, you didn't need standing up, that's why. You didn't need the blue tack. You need the blue tack. Some of them being a little bit more overzealous than others. In their attempts to engage the enemy. So, as comparisons go, obviously they're not stood on bases at the moment, so they will be a little bit shorter. Let's pop this Terminator back onto a base. And yeah, there is very little difference, even with him being on a base and stood back there, especially if I was to put one of the old smaller ones in there. No, those are definitely looking nicer now. So it has been decided. What I bought as an extremely long-range unit that can shoot out of line of sight and stay away from everything, I'm going to make into units that are going to run up and hit you in the face instead of hiding, because they're going to charge at you. So that will be nice, because obviously Lavarus is a proxy for the Brutalis Dreadnought, which in and of itself is a bit of a beast of a thing to be charging at you. But this unit, which is the slashy, that's what? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 attacks. Strength 5, -2 AP, 1 damage, twin linked, so you're re-rolling wound rolls. That's a lot from just those 5. 25 attacks, strength 5, re-rolling wounds. That is good. Now they all have a 4+ invul and a 2+ slave anyway, as a standard Terminator. These 5, which I would proxy as the Thunderhammer and Storm Shield variant. These would be what? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 attacks, so 10 less. They hit on 4s, big unwieldy weapons. Strength 8, which is nice. Again, -2 AP, 2 damage, but devastating wounds. That is... So they're going to hit hard for big things. Good night, Graham. Good night, mate. Give me a message at some point during the week if you can. I'd like to have a bit of a chat with you if you don't mind. But you work more than me, so your time scaling and how much free time you've got is it's easier for you to know you've got free time. Message me. I'm more likely to answer. So, yeah, they hit big things hard. They hit little things harder. And then, steaming up along them, you will have Lazarus the bear. Now, I've set him out with the Brutalis Talons and the Multimelters. Yes. So, again, he's just bigger versions. So, his version of them is 10 attacks hitting at strength 7. His version of them is 6 attacks hitting at strength 12. So, much bigger version. He's going to be able to take out tanks. Plus, he also has twin multimelters, 18-inch range, strength 9, minus. So that's going to be one hell of an armored little push. No worries. I'm doing all right, EB. I'm doing all right. I've a couple of weeks ago, last time we did models and musings, I was going through these little grey guys here that I bought from a third-party retailer, Rogue's Den Hobbies. Script, the link's down in the below. And I bought them as a long-range unit. But with the additional packs and upgrades that I got, they have now been turned into 2 units of very close-range heavy infantry. And the missiles that I originally bought that these should have had are going to be converted onto normal Marines. So we have a lot of conversion work to do. But I want to get the Terminators done before the Desolation Marines, so I've got 10 bases to make. And make look nice, which is going to be a fun one. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to... I'm not sure I'm going to be able to keep up to the standard that gets shown off in my Discord when it comes to bases. But I'm definitely going to look into doing 40mm bases for all of these so I can use them as Terminators. But to do that, I will need something that can be cut into a 40mm base. Now, where has that hardboard thing gone? I do have a sheet of hardboard somewhere. I know that I have. I've also got boxes of models everywhere I can. Oh, come on, I've got a piece of hardboard around here somewhere. I mean, I suppose I could just use like a semi-sturdy card. 14 by 11 inches. Francois, that's huge. No worries, Twisted. You have fun getting food, mate. If it's anything super nice, can you send some over as well? I haven't been drinking great lately, eating great lately, so as much as I could get is obliged. So if I draw around card and then put something on it and build it up, that should work, shouldn't it? Only one way to find out. Where's my pen? Here, penny, 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 penny. I swear to God, I'm losing my mind. Don't question. Just nod and agree and say Lazzie's lost it. I'll try a pencil since I can't find it. And of course, the pencil that I pick up is broken. There we go. That's a pen. That'll do. So, just for a rough idea, let's see if I can start layering a base up. Because now I've made a decision, I might as well try and go ahead with it. I mean, I could just take this guy off the base if I really wanted to. But then I'd have Terminators without bases still. So it kind of defies the point. And this is a very soft card, actually. This might not have been such a good idea. But hey ho. He's done what he's done now. Let's get the thing that makes everybody nervous. Yeah, I mean, I had trouble with the bear base because of how big. I think it was 120 mil round base that I ended up having to make. I had a bit of trouble with how to fill it, but not overdo it, which is why there's only a very little on it. There's a space marine on the back, there's a rock at the front with some little things on it, and most of the painting's been done to make it look like it's melting through. But yeah, 14 inches by 11. I mean, that's coming similar to the entire diorama that I'm making for the D&D stuff. That's getting like that level of size. I think that's what, 10 by 12. I mean, it's a little bit smaller, but it's not actually a base because it's going to be 10 inches tall as well. So, but that's taking me ages to get through. I mean, I've been working on it for about 4 weeks already, and I've barely even got ground textures down on it. It is. I mean, I'm struggling because of what I've got to fit into it, and I've already found out that I'm trying to fit too much onto certain areas. So other areas may actually get extended a little bit higher, just so I don't have to clutter up the ground floor as much. But even then, I'm still going to have a lot on the ground floor. Way too much in some cases. Especially because I've got an entire water section for 3 characters. And then I've got an equivalent size that I've got to fit another 7 on. It's not too bad. Sparkles and Oak are going to go right at the edge of the pier, but I've got 3 around the bar to fit in, and that's only like how much was like something like 2 by 4 inches, and I've got to get 3 characters in and a bar. But then I've got other sections which are massive. I've only got 1 bloody thing on it. So now I'm going to, as well as filling it with, as you said, you've got to put stuff in there. So like rocks, as this is going to be a village, it's got to be doorways and things for people to walk through. I think I've bitten off a little bit more than I can chew with this one, with that one. This one, not so much. I'm only trying to cut out a circle and out a card with a blade. It should be doable. Just be careful, people. Cut away from yourself. Take it slow if you're not comfortable. Don't try and cut through all at once. Multiple passes will do it, and will do it better for you and safer. And this will work on thicker hardboard as well. It just takes longer. I mean, a lot longer. But if you've got the patience or the tools to make it go quicker, yep, same thing I had with Lavarus. I couldn't stick him on a rock because of his claws just dragged him forward. But as I said, that was only 120 mil base. If it's something big enough to go on that whopping thing that you're making, let's face it, it's fucking huge. That's not a base, that's an entire board. It's like this one where I'm having to go with verticality, just so I can get space to character, and just get them all over the place where basically wherever there's a base at the moment, there's gonna be a character. So the 3 water bases, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's gonna be another one back there, which is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And that's me not even halfway through the amount of characters that need to go on it. So I'm gonna be building up like, oh, a Phantom Titan. A Phantom Titan. Whew. If we ever play, I'm glad I've just got a Baneblade. I'm really glad I've just got a Baneblade just in case we ever play. Right then. So how am I going to make this stand that high? He says, cutting out, realizing it's like half thickness already. I mean, technically, I could glue that into the middle of it. And then when I turn it over, it would actually be right. It is to a degree, but he's just also trying to make sure you've got everything in the right space, which can be a bit of a pain. I'm gonna try this one once. I'm just gonna do it once, see if it works. And if this works, it might give me an idea on how I'm going to base them in the future. So, open up the super glue. No. Close that. Break the seal. Thank you. Then, who's the one I feel like I want to glue down more? Him. This is the one I feel like I want to get based. Just because he's the one with the hammer and the shield. So put him on that size base so he's about the right size. I've only got one super heavy. Got 6 Russes. But I've only got one super heavy. Well, one super heavy tank. I've got a Stomper up there, which is technically a super heavy. But those are the only 2 that I've got. And I got given the Baneblade, so it's not like I have a habit of going out and buying super heavy vehicles. Or Titanic vehicles, for that matter. So now he should stand roughly. Let me bring it down. Roughly similar height to him. Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. So, welcome back, Kirsty. Welcome back. We have, well, I say we. I have decided, with help from chat, that I am going for melee Terminators. So when it comes to the missile or melee, the answer has been chosen. It is melee. These fuckers are going to be running at things and smashing you in the face. Now there's going to be one set, which I'm going to try and get 4 more shields for, to go with the... Whoa. That went all weird. Yeah, that's one of the things I didn't like about the Eldar Titans is how flimsy they are and how spindly. That's why I like a stomper. Nice big potato. So yeah, the one unit's going to be standard grunt's going to be with the kind of billy club. If you ever watched Avatar: Last Airbender, it's kind of like the thing that Sokka has, and then ready to have some kind of shield put onto their arm so they can go alongside the sergeant of the unit, which has got a bigger smasher. I have put a temporary base on him at the moment just so I can check how he is. So that's going to be all 5 of those to be the harder hitting unit. Of course, as soon as I try and put him in there, you're all fucking fall on your face. I know you're going to fall over, right? Tack him down. Do him there. Push you back. So he is a little bit taller at the moment because of his base. And then these are the ranged versions and the official models if you're buying from Games Workshop. Then I've gone for the slashy versions. And Sergeant, again, to represent the fact that he is the Sergeant, is going to have a shield at this moment in time. None of the weapons are glued in. I've just tacked him to a base so I can see the height. And it works. So he's got claw and shield to represent the Sergeant. And then 2 of them have the claw and worry blades. Oh, with them 2. Agrax can get all the way a minute. And then 2 have claws and axes to represent the anti-infantry variant, the one that's going to more attacks, fast attack. That's how those 2 are going to work. So yeah, I am. As far as they look, I think they're going to look fine on the battlefield alongside a unit of these Terminators running forward. I think they're going to look fine. Even to the point where, which box was it? Was it this one? I think it was this one. I should really actually label these boxes. Because one of them's got a Space Marine army in it, and one of them's got a load of other things. If I ever come across a pond, Francois, I would probably need both yours and Twisted's help just to keep me out of trouble. Because I have people planning to take me to the desert to go shoot guns and drive dune buggies. And apparently I don't get a fucking say in this matter. Well, there we go. So, oh, there's a Judiciary. There we go. I was wondering where he disappeared to. I'll have to glue his arm back in because it's fucking come out. And it's an easy build one, so you've got to take him apart and yeah, there we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. 5. So to have those running up in front of these, I think it's going to look pretty dang good. Now, where is he gone? There we go. Especially when you can add even librarian units, not going to look too far out of place. Sticking a captain unit, a captain unit with them as well, should it need be. So they're not going to look too far out of place having certain characters join them. Have I got any more Terminator characters in here? I have more Terminator characters. I just don't have any in here. No. I have Terminators. I think all the Terminators actually. I think I've got all the Terminators in here. 2, 3. See, Terminator without a helmet. So they do exist. Just that this one's actually smaller than them. He's an old school Marine. Give him a chance. He's an old timer. One more Terminator left. There he is. So now when it comes to running a Terminator force. Francois, do you know what a really, really funny thing is? The more I smoke, the easier it gets. I know it sounds weird, but that's how when I played with some of my friends, essentially, I know their armies and I know my army and I know the rules. And I've got to walk us both through it all. And the more I smoke, the easier that becomes. I just get distracted quicker, that's all. But I actually keep track of where I'm up to and where everyone else is up to as well. So it's probably a better idea if you're going to play me to get me absolutely hammered first and then go, right, let's blitz through this. Quick roll everything. It is that much easier for some strange reason. I don't know why that works. It's never made sense. But it does. Although I've not been infused too heavily this week, or last week for that matter. Last week I weren't leaving bed. I do not have loaded dice. I use your dice and you still complain. Don't start that shit. Loaded dice. Fuck off. It was your dice. If you complain about loaded dice, it's because you brought them. Mine rolls ones more than anything else. Just so happens I'll get to re-roll most of it. 3, 6. I'm just double checking what I've got in this box. I've lost clue entirely what I've got in the box. I've got a unit of aggressors, I've got a unit of eradicators, I've got intercessors, I've got Hellblast, I've got Judicia, I've got Librarian, I've got some Infernus Marines, Gravis Captains, Lieutenants. One moves up. Yeah. So I have a few models in there, right? Okay. So my Terminators now total 25. A 2-person, 50k points per game, per side game in a day. Does that mean you're setting up the week before? See, I've got something that I need to arrange over the next year. Or somebody's got something they need to arrange over the next year. And let's see how they do and what they decide. If they leave it up to me, well, we'll see. We'll see. But if you don't leave it up to me, it's a definite no, because I've got no control over it. If you do leave it up to me, and I can arrange something that... Leave that in my head for now. Leave that in my head for now. People need passports and stuff. No, I'm getting distracted. I'm going off on one. Right. Let's put the Space Marines away, the official ones. We don't want to look at them. Games Workshop. Generic. Oh, yeah. I mean, I like the Space Marine Army, but I like them. I seem to be liking these a bit more. It's more characters than even like if you compare them to like the Space Wolves and stuff. It's like, yeah, it's similar. You could go, here's a similar feel, but there just seems to be a little more character without overdoing it, like having Ragnar stood on the rock going. Meh. You've got versatility. You can change them. You can make it your own. You can make someone left-handed, for fuck's sake. I don't think Games Workshop have ever made you let you make someone left-handed. This is why he might actually end up becoming my favourite, but just because he's left-handed now. Shield on his right, claw on his left. Him now, shield, armor, don't like that. So I'm going to thank you everyone for coming to see me this evening. Please check out the link in the description below for Rogue's Den Hobbies, which is where I purchased all of this from and all the extras that I've been looking at tonight for these. And a quick scroll through for yourself. Please go check them out. There is also a code in the description there, LAS10 in capitals, and that'll get you 10% off at checkout. So a bit of a discount there if you are looking to get some of these. Again, I'm not sure if Rogue's Den Hobbies can ship outside of certain countries or ship to certain countries at the moment. Just sling them an email. They'll get back to you and let you know. And I believe that is me for tonight. I've not done too bad. I've done all right, I think. It only took me 2.5 hours to decide whether I want Terminators or not. But again, I've been Laz. This has been Lazy Mini Painting. I thank you all for coming to spend time with me. And next time, I'm hopefully going to do some painting in my usual lazy manner. But until Wednesday, which is Combat Patrol Day, drive safe. See you then.